of a weird room. It's going to have a little echo, but I'm so excited about this story. I just had to go live with this. This is a big one. This is the Supreme Court race about to be overturned. No, not in Wisconsin, but there is work being done on that as well. But this is in South Carolina. This is a big deal. Okay, I'm talking like the biggest of big deals, folks. And I don't know, I reported on this story before, but a while back it was called into question 64,000 votes in South Carolina in the Supreme Court race down there. And there's a gal by the name of Allison Riggs, who was the Democrat candidate, and the Republican candidate is Griffin. Jefferson Griffin is his first name is Jefferson. So the man with two last names, Jefferson Griffin. But here's the thing. This is huge, okay? So do me a favor, smash that like button if you would, and chat in. This is big on so many fronts, partly because of who Allison Riggs is, illegals voting in elections, all of it has come to the forefront, and we have just gotten a monumental ruling in our favor, okay? Mark Elias is screaming about it, okay? That's how good this is. If you don't know who Mark Elias is, he's the leftist attorney who fights all these election cases. He's got a decent track record, sadly, okay? But again, I'll get this one out there because this is big. Out of 5.5 million ballots cast, this race was decided by 734 votes after 2 recounts. That's how close this is. 5.5 million ballots, 734 votes. This decision could completely unseat Associate Justice Alan Riggs from the Supreme Court of South Carolina. So we'll get right into this. Do check out my sponsor though, MyPillow, mypillow.com. Use promo code LUMBERJACK for big savings. Actually, call the 800 number, 1-800, what is it, 586? No, gosh, I'm confused. I'm so excited about this story. 568, 1-800-568-2865. Mike just did that special promo on towels today. So that's huge. That's on the page, only for Lumberjack Logic, all right? So I'm going to start, well, I want to go right to Democracy Docket because hearing Mark Elias whine is so great, but I'm going to start here. This out of Newsweek. So this just dropped an hour ago. In a major development in the only unresolved race from the 2024 general election, a North Carolina appeals court ruled Friday in favor of Republican Jefferson Griffin, potentially overturning the results of the razor-thin state Supreme Court contest. The 8-year term on North Carolina's highest court, representing the nation's 9th largest state, was scheduled to begin in early January. In the meantime, Justice Riggs has continued to serve in her current role. She has also recused herself from initial deliberations related to the election protests already brought before the state Supreme Court. The decision was 2-1. It was from a panel of the Court of Appeals, and it determined that tens of thousands of ballots were improperly counted, folks. 65,000 improperly counted ballots. Now, I'm going to skip ahead. Well, here, let me just keep going here. I'm so excited to read from Democracy Docket. Just give me a second, though. The court ordered the State Board of Elections to give certain voters approximately 15 business days to provide missing information, such as photo identification, or face having their ballots tossed. The challenge ballots are widely believed to favor Riggs, and their disqualification could tilt the outcome in Griffin's favor. Now, why would the ballots in question, the potentially disqualified ballots, be favoring the Democrat? I mean, I'm just curious. Okay. With 2 Republican judges ruling in favor of Griffin, the court found that the State Board of Elections erred when it dismissed the judge's post-election protests in December. Griffin, who currently serves on the Court of Appeals, recused himself from the case, leaving his colleagues to rule on the matter. Griffin's protest had challenged the 65,000 ballots across 3 categories. In 2 of those categories, voters can still salvage their ballots by submitting the required information. But in the 3rd category, ballots cast by overseas voters who never lived in the U.S., Tyson and Gore ruled that those votes should not be counted at all. Okay, folks, please smash that like. This story, I'm so desperate to get this out. When you're in the election integrity fight, this is a lonely battle. You guys know I had Mike on the show this morning, Mike Lindell, and that guy has been fighting this fight for all these years, and he has lost so much as a result of it. And nobody wants to care. Nobody wants to really hear him at the RNC. Everybody acts like it's all fine. They're worried about suppressing voters. I'm not going to stop voting just because I know there's problems with the elections. Are you folks in my audience going to just go stop voting and go, oh, throw up your hands, it's all over. It's all over. We can't win anymore. So now we're not going to do anything because, you know, there's fraud out there in the elections. How many of you are going to do that? Seriously, in the chat, comment yes or no. All right, so here's the thing. Riggs attorneys in the state election board argued that the ballots were cast legally under established rules that have governed previous elections and that changing those rules retroactively undermines the integrity of the process. Riggs supporters have held rallies urging Griffin to concede, accusing him of trying to reverse a lawful election result. Of course they are. But here's, people, this is where it gets good. Get ready. Reading from Democracy Docket, Mark Elias. Allison Riggs. This is a fight for the very soul of democracy. You ain't kidding, it is. It's just not the fight they think it is. The North Carolina appeals a court decision in Republican challenges against incumbent Democratic Justice Allison Riggs' victory in the state Supreme Court race last year is like dropping a match in a really dry forest, she told Democracy Docket founder Mark Elias in an interview on Friday. So she complaining right now about how this is a fight for the very soul of democracy. Okay, she says this does not just affect North Carolina. If we let this kind of anti-democratic effort take hold, we will not be able to contain it. If we let this, she calls it anti-democratic, so I'm just going to use it, okay? Anti-democratic effort take hold, we will not be able to contain it. So this is a fight for the very soul of democracy. Today's decision was deeply misinformed. Folks, this is huge. People, this is so huge. I mean, am I getting across how big this is? Because this is monumental. First off, do you know that Supreme Court justices rarely get voted out of office? Okay? Rarely get voted out of office. This is a normal thing that they just keep winning as incumbents, okay? I saw the message about my voice not matching. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I really don't care. This, Mark Elias is crying about this. Mark Elias, Justice Riggs, could you give people an update on how you see the ruling as the candidate? She says, today's decision was deeply misinformed and I will promptly appeal it. But what I want folks to know is I think this fight ends in federal court. I've been telling people that all along. I will not give an inch. I will continue to stand up for voters and stand in the way. If you were going to stand up for voters, you'd stand up for voter integrity, okay? That's a real thing. So this is a huge ruling. The votes, 65,000 of them, and I want to tell you a little bit about this Allison Riggs. Notable cases. Riggs was part of the legal team, okay? Before she was a judge, she was part of the legal team that filed a lawsuit challenging North Carolina's voter law signed by Pat McCrory in August of 2013. That was League of Women Voters of North Carolina versus North Carolina. So she has been all in on election thievery for a long time, okay? In 2018, Riggs argued for plaintiffs Abbott versus Perez. This case involved a challenge to Texas's 2013 redistricting plan as unlawfully based on race, violating the 14th Amendment's prohibition on racial gerrymandering. So again, she is all, like if you look, again, all of her, in 2021, Riggs was part of the legal team Judicial Watch versus North Carolina. The suit was to compel the state of North Carolina, the North Carolina State Board of Elections, the Mecklenburg County Board of Elections, and the Guilford County Board of Elections to comply with their voter rolls maintenance and record production obligations under Section 8 of the NVR of 1993. So it doesn't matter, like, what you need to understand, this isn't just a huge case because she's a Supreme Court justice, and rarely do we get to see new Supreme Court justices, but she has been on election law on the wrong side every time. I see Darlene Will sent me a $5 super chat. Darlene, Thank you very much for that. Okay. So again, this is huge for so many reasons, but this is calling into account 65,000 votes, improperly cast ballots. And Allison Riggs is freaking out, and so is Mark Elias. So you folks should do, you should celebrate. If your favorite food is pizza, go get one, okay? Because this is monumental. I'm so excited about this. I was watching this case along the way, and then I just managed to see this, and I'm actually at my kids' co-op. I had to homeschool co-op that we do. So I'm just using one of the rooms in the churches here. That's why it's a different background. And I hear the words are out of sync with the lips. Somebody did try and call, and that's probably what threw the video off. So anyhow, that's just a separate thing. But again, please go check out Mike Lindell, MyPillow, mypillow.com. Use promo code Lumberjack. Actually, let me just check that, because we just got that new, we've got some exclusive deals, but you have to go to the Lumberjack page, mypillow.com/Lumberjack, or call the 800 number, which is 1-800-568-2865, 1-800-568-2865. So Allison Riggs is a far-off lefty on these issues of redistricting, voting, wants basically everybody to be able to vote, doesn't matter if they're citizens or not. And we have 65,000. And again, heavily tilting to her. And we're only needing 700 and some votes. People, we're going to win this race. Do you guys get this? We are going to win this race. The South Carolina Supreme Court is going to gain a Republican, Jefferson Griffith. So this is huge. I just, have you guys in your state seen any Supreme Courts, because this is so, again, it's so rare for a Supreme Court race to flip, for an incumbent to lose in the Supreme Court. Have you guys ever, and I'm watching the chat right now, have you ever seen this in your state, a Supreme Court race where the incumbent did not win? I have yet to see it. It certainly hasn't happened in Minnesota. The incumbent always wins. People don't even know who these justices are. No, yeah, see, look at this. No, nobody's got a case of this. This is why this is so freaking big, okay? It's huge. So this is setting precedent, okay? Again, they have to submit the required information. There's a voter ID law in South Carolina. They're missing those IDs, okay? So, somebody asked South Carolina or North Carolina. I keep saying South Carolina. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, people. Oh, God help me. North Carolina Supreme Court race, okay? I feel like I could go back and correct the whole stream now. God help me. Oh, goodness sakes. Do you know what probably happened to me? I bet because I put SC in the title for Supreme Court, and it's Supreme Court, and then I have it in as South Carolina. Oh gosh, God help me. Here, I'm going to put Supreme Court. There we go. I'm just going to spell out Supreme Court as opposed to SC in the title. I just changed it right here live on Lumberjack Logic. Gosh. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What on earth? North Carolina, folks. North Carolina. God help me. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. I'm going to get going after that. Oh, gosh. It's all because I had that stupid SC up there. I get North Carolina and South Carolina confused every once in a while. I knew it was North Carolina. I've been following this case. It's in all the titles of my articles and everything, but I'm just looking at the stupid title on, oh, God. All right, I love y'all. I love y'all. Doesn't matter, we still won, all right? Okay, peace out.